This is Trent from Vita Reviews, and welcome to our very first video review. This is being done in celebration of the 1-year anniversary of our site. It's been exactly 1 year today that we started posting reviews. I hope you enjoy this video review, and please include any comments you have below. Thank you. With taking a look at the action RPGs on the Vita, there are a lot of games in the hunting genre. Soul Sacrifice, Ragnarok Odyssey, and Freedom Wars are a few examples of this. What you don't see a lot of are console-style RPGs. There are a few experiences on the Vita like this, such as the game Ys Memories of Celceta. That game offered a more open-world console RPG experience. There are also 2 Tales of games from Namco Bandai on the Vita. However, until recently, both of these games were exclusive to the Japan region. Thanks to fan demand, though, the newest one has reached Western shores. Without further ado, I present my video review of the action RPG Tales of Hearts R. The story of Tales of Hearts R takes place on a world known as Organica around a young man named Core Meteor. At the beginning of the game, Core receives a soma from his grandfather, which is an item that links with him to give him a powerful weapon. Soon after, he encounters a young couple fleeing from a powerful witch. From this chance encounter, Core is thrown into a catastrophe of worldwide proportions. The story of Tales of Hearts R progresses a little bit slower for the first half of the game compared to the rest of the series, but it does prove to be memorable once you reach the end. It's not as good as the series is known for, but it is a memorable story. Tales of Hearts R is a console-style action RPG. Progressing through to the next story event or the next area will require you to explore the world map as well as cities, towns, and dungeons to perform objectives or to fight through battles until you get to the next area. Now, this progression is very similar to that of the first 3D Final Fantasy games. The way the world map and the cities, towns, and dungeons look, and the linear style of progression you have to do until you get your airship is very similar to that of Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. Now, the main difference is how Tales handles the battle system. When you go into a battle, whether you're in a dungeon or on the world map, you're taken to a 3D arena where you can freely roam around or attack the enemy with physical attacks and skills called arts that you can combo together. You can also use the new system that's called Chase Link. This lets you launch an enemy into the air and perform a teleportation-friendly combo on them that looks very similar to those battles from the anime Dragon Ball Z. Now, there are 3 control schemes to consider when you're playing a Tales game. There is manual, semi-auto, and auto. With manual mode, you are doing everything manual. You will never lock onto an enemy. When you attack, you will attack whatever's right in front of you, whether it's an enemy or just air. Now, semi-auto is the default control scheme. This locks onto an enemy, so when you launch an attack in this, your character will run straight up to the enemy before they launch anything at all. The last one is auto. This lets the AI take over everything. You can set formations and strategies for each character in the customization menu, and when you're in auto mode, the AI will literally do everything for you, but it's not as accurate as actually controlling the game yourself. Now, when you get experience from battles and level up, you get soma points, which can be used to increase stats, get new weapons, or get new passive skills or arts to use. But the big thing about RPGs is grinding. Tales of Hearts R does not require a lot of grinding. We only had to stop and grind for levels once in the game, and that was right before the final boss battle. This can also be made easier by using the auto control scheme to basically let the AI do those battles for you so you don't get bored grinding and grinding and grinding if you're not someone who likes to grind. Now, as far as content goes, Tales of Hearts R should last you at least 35 to 40 hours to clear the game once, and there's also a new Game Plus option where you can carry over various stats and bonuses to a new game. But all in all, this is a 40-hour RPG and is very lengthy, especially for a Vita RPG. The unique thing about the Tales of Hearts R presentation is that the original game was not a 3D game. The original DS Japan-only version of Tales of Hearts was a 2D game. Everything was sprite-based and the battles were side-scrollers. They completely overhauled the entire game to modernize it to look more like the console Tales games. The visuals themselves look pretty crisp and clear. There are some jagged edges here and there, but overall it looks very good. The main downer of the presentation is the anime cinematic scenes that were taken from the DS version. A lot of these scenes were new and optimized for the Vita, but some of them were still optimized for the DS using a 4:3 resolution, which looks cropped on the screen. It doesn't take away a lot of the experience, but it is a little annoying to see anime cutscenes take up the entire screen and some of them only take up part of it. Tales of Hearts R is a console-style action RPG that does well at what it's supposed to do. On the downside, the story isn't as deep as the series is known for, and the animated scenes that were taken straight from the DS version do prove to be a bit of an annoyance. Despite this, the game has been completely overhauled from the original version, showing 3D visuals, more of a console feel, and new playable characters. The gameplay is fun and is something that no RPG fan or Vita fan will want to miss.